Hi guys, welcome back. So in this video I'm going to talk about a few books that have affected me a lot. Now mind you, this list is not an exhaustive list. Like, I have a lot of books that have affected me a lot, but I want to avoid talking about those books that are already present in the previous videos on this channel. Hence I have selected those which I have read in the past few years, let's like 2018, 2019, those time periods. And this again is, like I stated, not an exhaustive list. The only reason I'm showing these to you, these set of books, is because I will treasure the physical copies of these books for a very long time, and that's the only reason I'm showing these to you. But otherwise there would be more videos like these coming up on my channel, and this is just the beginning. So let's get started. So mind you, these books are not in any particular order. They are in very random order, and I'm just going to pick up whatever I see first and just show it to you. So that's what. So the first book I have in the stack is Wonder by R.J. Palacio. The reason I recommend this book, or I highly recommend this book, is simply because of the I would say, I don't have a word for it, oh my god. Okay, so basically this book is about this boy called August who has a disorder because of which his face does not look normal. Okay, it does not look good. So in short, it is his story of how he deals with his bullies and his friends, and it's all about his life. And especially I would suggest that you buy the chapter with the Julian chapter. Okay, so all the new books have this chapter in it, so you will also understand the perspective of the negative character in the book. So very good recommendation. I highly recommend this. I cried while reading this, and if you've ever been bullied in school, this is the book that you should read and even give it to others, because bullying is a bad thing. So yeah, that's that. The next book is a non-fiction. So this I read this in 2020, but I've not spoken about this on this channel. It's called Mindful to Mindful by Om Swami. So this was a gift from one of my colleagues, and it's actually a very great book. Like, you can see it by the number of tabs in this. This is basically about mindfulness and Zen wisdom. So for me, like, there was a point of time when I used to consider all of this stuff as mumbo jumbo. I do still consider a part of it as mumbo jumbo, but at least this the part of Zen and the part of mindfulness has been cleared in my dictionary. So yeah, that's where we are, and I really appreciate this book, and this is going to be a frequent reread for me in my life. This is a very nice book. The next book is a fiction, which is called, oh sorry, it's non-fiction. Oh my bad. Okay, the next book is a non-fiction called When Breath Becomes Air by Paul Kalanithi. Now, this book is a true story of Dr. Paul Kalanithi, who actually passed away, and it's his story with his against lung cancer. Against I think he had lung cancer. Yes. So I would say that this is a very, very nice book, and it actually it didn't make me cry, but then it made me feel like almost cry, like I was almost going to cry. I really appreciate and like this book because it actually talks about a lot of aspects of life, and if you are one of those readers who loves heartwarming books and wants to read fictional books, non-fiction books about people and things like that. I mean, in my non-fiction genre, I always read about people. Like, I don't read self-help much or any other genre, but I do read biographies and autobiographies, and I love this book for the same reason. So this is also a nice one. So the next one is fiction, and it's called The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. Now this book has a lot of mixed reviews, and I've seen so many of them on the internet, but I agree that this book does deserve mixed reviews somewhere or the other. However, there is a sort of reality to the book. This book is about a dystopian world where women, the only thing that women can do is breed. That's it. Okay. And there are these hierarchical, so it's like a hierarchical society, and there are these hierarchies made for women. Like there are 4 sets of hierarchies. So one set would be like she's the highest or the first lady of that particular state, like she's the governor's wife. Then there is this particular group of women who only wear red, and their job is to produce babies. Then there are these people who are also these women who are also those working in the kitchen, and they wear green and stuff like that. So it's a very interesting concept, and I mean, I think the scariest part is if this becomes reality, then what will happen to the world. This book is pretty famous in itself, and if you've not read it, I would say just give it a try. If you like this book, then I think you will like a lot of other books also, which don't follow the same tone, but which have feminist undertones. So it's a good book to try. It's okay if you don't like it at the end of the day. So yeah. So the next one is non-fiction, and this is my corporate Bible, which is called Lean In by Sheryl Sandberg. Now, in all honesty, I am a woman in corporate, and for me, this is like my Bible. You have no clue. Like, I have literally color coded my sticky notes here. These are like all my post-its that are being color coded, and every page you open, like there is some or the other like highlighting. So basically, I'm highlighted in red. I love this book. I mean, this book is going to stay with me till the end of my corporate career, which I hope lasts a long time. Okay, so that's this. So I really love this book, and irrespective of you being a man or a woman, you should read this book, because it kind of emphasizes on why do women have it hard in the corporate world, and they talk about the glass ceiling and all of these concepts that you've heard of, but if you do not know much about it, then read the book. It's nice, lovely. Okay, so the next one is, so the next one's fiction. It's called All Quiet on the Western Front by Eric Maria Remarque. So in my opinion, this is one of the best war fictions that I've read. Not that I've read a lot of war fictions, but this was again a gift from one of my ex-colleagues, and it is beautiful. So background story, it is about a war camp, okay, about where there are these young men who are just like 16, 18 joining the camp and fighting for their country. But at the end of the day, they start questioning, why are they dying for their country? I mean, what's the use of all of this? What's the use of killing other human beings? And this whole story is about this particular epiphany, and it makes you cry at the end. And that's why I highly recommend this read. So awesome read. Now the last book in this whole video is this non-fiction book, which is called Super 30. This is actually not written by Anand Kumar. It is about Anand Kumar, written by Biju Mathew. Right, so this is the book, Super 30, Anand Kumar. So if you are not an Indian, or if you are an Indian, do not know who Anand Kumar is. Anand Kumar is actually a tutor for one of the toughest exams in the world, which is IIT JEE, the joint entrance exam for Indian Institute of Technology. It's actually an entrance exam to engineering colleges, the premier engineering colleges in India. So there are many IITs spread across India, and this man comes from a very underprivileged background. He is an awesome teacher. He is an awesome motivator for his students, because most of his students are poor and cannot afford an education. So one of my biggest, so let me tell you why I do have some problems with the book, right? Let me just tell you about the good aspects of it. This book covers on all the inspirational factors about the book and all the obstacles Anand Kumar had to face in order to make Super 30, in order to build Super 30 to where it is today. On the other hand, what I do not like, which I realized after I read the book, because this was a favorite for a very long time, was Biju Matthew. So the movie, there's even a Bollywood movie called Super 30, and it is based on this book. But one of my biggest concerns about this book was how Biju Matthew did not include a few more real characters in the book. For example, I read this on the internet or in some newspaper article that Anand Kumar had more people helping him because he had a good network of people who was helping him set up hostels for these kids, help him with various resources like benches for the classrooms and stuff like that. And not all of them have been given credit in the book. I think that's the only bad part about the book, but you will get that information on the internet easily. However, this is one of my first few non-fiction reads because I am not good at reading non-fiction enough, and I really love this book because it actually got me into non-fiction biographies and autobiographies and things like that. So that's that. So yeah, I think that is the end of this particular list. So I hope you like the list and I hope you like this video, and I will see you next time. Please leave me some money in the comments. That's all I ask for. Thank you. Bye.